Hello everybody, today we're talking about Microsoft PowerPoint. We're going to talk about how to make an animation in Microsoft PowerPoint so that you can see the motion of different shapes. So a little project that we're going to do today is basically to make an analog clock. Why is that here? Okay, so our first action is to get familiarized with two things: the layout of the keyboard and the layout of the screen. So number one, the keyboard is very easily divided. Okay, by looking down at the bottom, you can see the biggest key is called, do you know what it is? Yeah, it's the space bar. Okay, so a space bar is very important for leaving little spaces between characters when we're typing. So right next to the space bar on the left and right, you will see a button called Alt. Okay, this is a very important button that we need to learn how to use. It helps us to do shortcuts. Okay, and to the left hand side, all the way to the left, you can see a button called Control, CTRL, Control. This is also a very important, these are very important keys for doing shortcuts. Right on top of it is something called a Shift. Okay, so quickly moving on here. What you see in front of us is the home screen, and this is the home button. Here's where we can change something about the layout. Okay, the design should be simple. We don't want any boxes in there, so we're going to choose this option right here with no boxes inside. Very good. Okay, so after that, what we're looking to do is make a circle. Okay, so number one, we're going to make a circle, and the shapes are right here. If you click on the key pointing downwards with the line on top of it, you'll see a list of all the shapes that we can use within the slides. Alright, so let's quickly go through these buttons right here. These shapes, these are arrow keys, and these are text boxes, and these are more or less two-dimensional arrows. Okay, squares, rectangles, circles, rectangles with rounded edges, triangles, and shapes that change, shapes that go through quick little zigzag. First, we're going to do the circle, so we click on that. What I'd like you to do is look at your mouse. There's two buttons on the top, left and right. The left one will be the one that we're primarily going to use, so click on your Shift key on the keyboard and then click the left mouse button. So we're going to call it the left mouse. Okay, left mouse, Shift, it makes a perfect circle. And we're going to take away the color within it. So we'll just choose this really quickly, or we could have used this. Alright, so now that we're in here, what we can do is quickly change the width of the line to make it thicker. We can also change the color. Okay. Also, if we really wanted to have some fun, we can change the shape of the line. By choosing this, it gives us more three-dimensional feel. Okay, so when you click in the middle of the shape, what you'll see is the four-sided arrows. Okay, and these arrows mean that you can move the object around on the screen. Okay, and also when you when you click here, when you move the mouse over to this side, you can see the two-sided arrows. You can move that to make it wider or thinner. We're not going to do that. We're just going to continue on right now by making another shape, which is called an arrow. We're going to go with the upwards arrow. And since we want the arrow to be smaller than the radius of the circle, what we can do is start from here and move it all the way up like that. Very good. And right now what we'll do is also we'll make a copy. So click on the control button, left hand side button on your keyboard, left bottom. Click on the left mouse button and you get a copy. What you can do then is go over to the green little circle right there, and it shows you a curved line with an arrow. What that means is if you click on the left hand mouse and you move it, it will rotate the object around. Okay, so this is the exact same arrow and it's just pointing downwards. In this case, what we're going to do is have no fill. Whoops. No borders, no fill. All right, so now we have two objects, control and left on both of them together. Okay, we're going to make them into one group so they become part of the same shape, okay? As you can see now, they're both connected to each other.